Okay, we're in 6.8a, and now we have to shade, we have to color one side or the other side of the inequality. Okay, so here it says use the xy intercepts given on the graph to help you graph the inequality. So I've already put the xy intercepts on the graph for you. Remember, we can do that by doing this, make a table of values, put 0 here and 0 here, substitute these in, and I can graph the line. So I already did that for you. So I have to put the boundary line. Oh, but is it going to be dashed or solid? There's no equal sign here. So when I draw my line, it has to be dashed. So I'm going to draw the boundary line. There. Put my arrows on the end. I'm going to make my y-axis just a little taller here. Okay, see this? I'm making it taller. That would be 6, that would be 7, that would be 8. Okay? So I'm going to show you two different ways to figure out what side should you color. So one side's going to be true, and I color that. One side's going to be false, and I'm not going to color that. When the y is alone, I can look at the y-axis. Okay? And that will give me information. So the y is alone, and so it's easy. I just read it. It says to make this true, all the y's have to be less than this. You don't have to know what that says. It just says all the y values have to be less than this. Less than, less. That's a small number. Less is a small. So let's look at the y-axis. So here's my y-axis, up and down, yeah? So here's 8, and here's -5. Which one's big? Well, 8 is big, and -5 is small. Okay, so here it says, to make this true, all the y's have to be less than this, less than. So that means I have to choose the small. I have to color the small side. Oops. So all the y's that are on the small side will make this inequality true. So here's small, so that means I'm going to color down. So everything here, all my y values down here, if I put them in this, they have to be on the small side, so I'm choosing smaller. Let's look at this one. I have to first say, is this going to be dashed or solid? Well, see, I see the equal sign. That means this is going to be solid. So let's do solid. So I don't know if I should color up with my big numbers, see 5, that's big, or should I color down, -5, that's small. So these are all my y values that are small, these are my y values that are up. Just looking at the y-axis. So here's my big numbers, 3, 4, 5, here's my small numbers, 1, 0, -1, -2, okay? Because y is by itself, it's easy. I just read it. I read it this way. Y has to be bigger or equal to this. Bigger. This is big. So all the y values have to be bigger or equal to this. Big. Big. So should I color in the big side or the small side? Big. We color in the big side. Okay. Let's look at the next one. So is that going to be a solid line or a dashed line? I can see my equal sign here, so that means it's going to be a solid line. I'm just going to make, because it touches the bottom of my y-axis, I just want to make it bigger to make it easier for me. -5, -6, -7, -8, -9. Okay, so these are my small numbers, these are my big numbers. Small, say that's 5, that's big. 3 is big. These ones are small, -9, -8, these ones are big. So because y is by itself, we can look at the y-axis and the values for the y. And this says all the y values that will make this inequality true have to be smaller than or equal to all this. Smaller than. Y smaller than small. So should I color in the small side or the big side? Y has to be smaller than. So I'm going to color the small because it says smaller than. So that's the easy way to do it. Okay. I'll do one more. Okay, let's do the last one here, number 6. So is this going to be dashed or solid? There's no equal sign, so it's dashed. So let's do dashed line. Okay. Now I have to know 5 is big, -5 is small. We're just looking at the y-axis. So I'm not looking at anything else other than the numbers on my y-axis. Don't look at the area. Okay, just look at the y-axis. I have big numbers and I have small numbers. Let's read it. Because y is by itself, I can do it this way. All the y's have to be less than, less than. Does less go with big or small? Small. So all the y values down here, when I put them in this, will make it true. So this is the true side, so I color it. It says y has to be less than, so I color the small side. Okay, you finish the other ones for homework.